Yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, we got a sneak preview of summer yesterday. We thought, oh well, here comes summer, and then we get back to a bit of rain. But look, we're well used to it. So now for us, our training this week's been really good intensity, which is important. So we've been pleased.
What did you analyse and take away from the last game that you went to training?
We were pleased. I mean, I think we played well against Orlando, but again, we move on and we tend to look at the next game and look at what Richmond. You know, they've given two strong defensive performances. They've been a threat with how well they've defended. So they're very difficult to break down. But again, you know what Richmond Lee's, you know, he's been in the league a long time. He's consistently shown he's one of the better coaches in the division. So you know we know it's going to be a really hard game. And Connor obviously there. Connor's their captain. Connor will be desperate to do well. But he's a great lad, Connor. We really enjoyed having him here. And obviously he's there as their captain. So you know he's a competitor. He's going to want to win. So it's a tough game for us.
Same thing on the other side for Brian going up against his old team.
Of course, well, we got Brian and George, so then it's the same, you know, the same principle. I think any player going back to his old team is going to want to have a good game and want to do well. That's what you'd expect. So I think it should make for a really good game. But as I say, it'll be a difficult game because Richmond, you know, statistically they show they don't give up many shots on goal as well. So it'll be a tough game.
Do you have to change things up then, maybe not the way you play offensively, but just the movement of the guys?
I don't think it's necessarily changing things up. I think it's a case of just being mindful of what their strengths are. I think they're very difficult to break down. I think it's just again showing the players, you know, what to expect, which is what we always try to do. So we've tried to do that this week, like we do every week.
How impressed have you been, or pleased have you been with the back line and outside of the own goal to such a clean sheet?
Yeah, we've been pleased, but I think for us it's, and this is the same old thing, you know, you attack-wise you do well, then all the attacking players get the credit, but when we attack it starts at the back, it starts, you know, more often than not from the goalkeeper and then it'll come through, but the flip side is the defensive. You know, everyone will praise the back four, but for us there's 6 lads ahead of them that do really well and have a job to do and have done that really well. So it's always the group for me. I'll never look and say, oh, well, we've kept a clean sheet, well done to the back four. I'll praise everyone, you know. But when we're scoring goals, it's never just the guy who scores the goal always gets the limelight. But more often than not, especially the way we play, we can have 5, 6, 7 lads involved in a goal. So it's that balance of making sure you're aware of the whole group situation.
Also impressed have you been with Speedy and Paco, Paolo in the middle?
Yeah, no, the two lads have done really well. I think again, and even Guy is trained, you know, exceptionally well, and really unfortunate that he hasn't been in the team. And I think all his Guy can do, as I keep telling him, is to keep focusing on his training. And he came on, he gave a strong performance, as did Niall, as did Luke. So it's really important that the players who are on the periphery are ready to go in, and we showed that last week with Niall, with Luke and with Guy, who all came on and gave really strong performances, which is exactly what we want. It's exactly what we're looking for from all the players.
Sure. How's Mark Anthony been since coming back to the States?
Great, delighted for Mark. I thought he went away, got man of the match and really impressed the new main coach as well, which is fantastic. And I think for Mark that was really important that he was able to go away and give a good account of himself. So delighted for Mark that he was able to go and play so well, create a little bit of a profile there for himself, and now he comes back in here to us and we're really pleased. He's someone again we're really happy with.
How much of he and then Paco coming back from suspension for their places and trying to break into the team?
And this is the thing, this is what you want as a coach, you know, as I mentioned, the other 3 lads and then you've got the 2 that are there, and then the week after you'll have Sean. So for us that's exactly what we want, and I think people sometimes look at a starting 11 and think, oh well, they label people as starters and they label others as maybe non-starters, and for us it's all of our players can play. You know, there isn't one of our players that I'm not comfortable with playing, and that's how we try to outline our squad. I know other coaches maybe will get players and they'll say, well, he'll be a starter and he's maybe going to play a periphery. We don't work like that. We get guys in who we think we can play, and then it's competition for places, which is exactly what we want.
Do you see the same starting lineup again this weekend, or do you anticipate any changes?
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, we'll have to manage it. I mean, I think, you know, we all know that I'm not going to divulge anything like that. But no, again, we'll wait and see how Saturday goes. But it's a game we're looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing Lee. He's a really good guy. It'll be great to see Connor, but it'll be a very difficult test. It always is when we play Richmond with Lee and Connor. They'll be desperate to win again.
Is there any update on Greg and just how he's doing with his rehab process?
Yeah, we're still we've got a couple of options that we're looking at. I think we're still trying to figure out the best way of approaching that. I mean, we've got another meeting I think toward the end of the week with the doc, so we'll see how that goes. I think it's been interesting to see that sort of situation, and you know, on one hand it's difficult because obviously for Greg there's a lot of disappointment, but for Tim there's an opportunity. So again, you know, we'll just have to manage that as the doc sees fit.